No, we've come off this 30-year super cycle where we got very used to low interest rates, the extreme globalization, supply was all about just in time. What the pandemic taught us and the subsequent events is that it's not just about just in time, it's now about just in case. And so the best CEOs, the best corporations are ones that have plans that can be changed quickly. They don't become a hostage to their old strategies.
But they're not at the mercy. I mean, look at the action, Simon, of the last couple of days on the markets. They've had a big hissy fit because central bankers have turned around and said, no, you're ahead of your skis. You're moving too quickly on your aspirations for rates to come off aggressively as well. Right. And the markets had this big hissy fit. It's like, if they had more resilience and longer-term thinking, it wouldn't matter.
Now, the good news is that rates have probably peaked. The bad news is that they're going to stay at this level for some time because, federal banks are not going to bring down interest rates until they really believe they've got inflation under control. The best companies keep their costs as variable as possible. They keep cash on their balance sheet, to your point, so they can take advantage of the very special opportunities that come up at times like this. And then, of course, we have artificial intelligence. You walk down the promenade, which is the bellwether of what's going on at Davos. Every second unit seems to be something about AI.
It's the bellwether of the biggest sales pitch, that's for sure.
Exactly. But of course, people realise there's efficiency gains to be captured by AI. But the penny that's really dropped, both for companies and also for economies, is that generative AI could be the thing that drives growth, not just efficiency.
I've got to say, there's a big difference in the commentary from companies that have been using AI for a while versus those who haven't used it at all. I was talking to the Uber CEO yesterday, and he sort of scoffed me. We've been using AI for years. It's been in all of our systems. I was talking to a cybersecurity expert. They've had machine learning for years.
Right.
But there are other companies that have never, ever done anything with AI. And that's where this year is different, right? They have to embrace the technology.
People are trying to work out what it means for them. What we know is it's going to disrupt every job in every industry, in every economy. People are trying to work out what it means for them. Now, financial services, for instance, they've been working with machine learning for years and have made great efficiency gains as a result. Healthcare is a massive opportunity if we can work out data privacy. But every single leader is having to work out what it means for their company. And some of them are behind the game. They know that there's value to be captured, they know there's growth to be driven, but they haven't yet worked out how.
The big debate is who wins from here. I was talking to the CFO of Google this week, and Ruth Porat said it's going to be the implementers that win, which is somewhat welcome because the market is looking at some breadth this year for companies. They're trying to look beyond the AI winners. Yeah. Have you seen any companies that you think are going to be good implementers of AI?
Well, I think that doing it nearly right, but doing it now is the focus. People are waiting for perfect strategies. There are going to be no perfect strategies, so just move to action is the key. I mentioned financial services. I think that the large banks have shown using machine learning how really efficiency can be driven. But I think it's going to become clearer during the course of this year where the real gains are to be made.
Simon, you just celebrated your 8th year as CEO a couple of weeks ago, I just noticed, of AlixPartners as well, just on a quick search as well. Yeah. Have you encountered many tougher times for the consultancy companies as well? There was a lack of deal making last year, real concern about where headcount should be within the consultancies as well. Are things going to remain as tough this year, or do you actually have a degree of optimism that things are going to pick up regardless of what the Federal Reserve and others do?
Well, I think the consulting market, like any other business, is not immune from AI. I think everybody's going to have to rethink how their business models work. We do this survey every year, the Disruption Index survey. We did the 5th year this year, interviewed 3,000 leaders around the world. The number one opportunity they've cited is what AI can mean for their business. But 91% of respondents said they would have to fundamentally change their business models in the next 12 months to respond to these disruptions and capitalize on the opportunities.
Does AlixPartners have to fundamentally change its business part?
I think every business has to look at how to remain relevant and how to remain on the leading edge. And so what that statistic tells me is that every company needs to be thinking what it means to do business, to be a market leader in a fast-changing world.